Hey, Shalom. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. All praises unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And honest you brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Alright. This is gonna be a relatively quick video. I'm making a very simple point in that, you got it pretty much to where America pushes out that the agenda that they push out, which is the darkness, the gross darkness as you see in the scriptures, and also the scriptures refers to America as being Babylon, and Babylon pretty much pouring out all of them philosophies onto these people. And one of those philosophies, man, or really all of them philosophies lead into the way of darkness, man. Doth not the scriptures say, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead? Alright? And that's why you got it to where a lot of these people are in that state of sleep. They're in a state of slumber. And in fact, the scripture says I think it's in the, I forget what book it is in. It says something to the effect of, I'll cause them, strong delusions and so on and so forth. So they're in a deluded state. Because you're going to see in this article, alright, the Most High puts them in a deluded state, not just to do, with just religion and the scriptures and so on and so forth, which we don't deal with religion out here at GMS. We deal with the scriptures. We deal with reality, truth, a math. Alright? But you got it to where Esau, alright, pretty much pushes out certain buzzwords, certain repetitious themes, especially within these media, alright, in the news and so on and so forth, to get the people into a state of apathy and denial, alright, and passivity. And what's passivity? It's something that you ain't gonna find out here in GMS first and foremost. Passivity is what you find out with them guys that want to take time off. Man, that's being passive, alright? Right? The desire to take some time off because it's cold, that's being passive, man. See, the opposite to being passive is being active. Alright? Right? So I'll read the first I'll read this the title of it so you get a gist of where I'm trying to take this with. So it says mind controlling mantras and repetitious usage of words such as crisis, alright? And you have it to where, man, the word crisis, collapse, panic, and meltdown. Hey man, they use that in, hey, you can pull up 100 articles and you're gonna see those terms used multifold. Alright? And the person that wrote this says, have lured the sheep into a state of passivity, apathy, and denial. Alright, resulting in their demise, man. And it is going to result in your demise, man. See, the elites got you sold, you simple bird brain, especially you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. And in fact, the scripture says, alright, that something to the effect of in the Proverbs, the first chapter and the 26th verse, I will laugh at your calamity and I'll mock when your terror comes. Alright, it says something alluding to the point of being of you dying in your own ignorance, man. When you read the book of Proverbs, the first chapter, around about the 21st verse on 20th verse on down, man. I forget the exact quote. All right. And so it's gonna result in your own demise, man. And hey, and that's the truth, because you go out there, we're pushing the truth, right? We're reading the scriptures, we're bringing out the articles, and what do people say, man? Ah, God, that's never gonna happen, man. All right, but guess what? We go on to the other side of the corner. Now we'll read a little bit. I'll read a little excerpt at that. And this is the same website, Old News Pipeline. It says, surprise: Russia preps for nuclear war as U.S. Army sinks 900 million into chemical and biological weapons. Rather more biological war projects. What do they do? What do they know that we don't know? All right, because you're in a passive state. Hell, really, that's a stupid statement, because what do they know that we don't know? We really, everything that's on the table. You got it to where Russia and America is out there in Syria. All right, really, the Russians got the upper hand because they put, airstrike defense systems out there, so you can't just fly planes out in that motherfucker. All right, you got it to where they got ground troops and so on and so forth. So Russia doesn't conquer that, so they might use now the Iran and Saudi Arabia thing as a means of really getting a grips and really getting a one-upmanship. And what the Russians did out to them embarrassed America out there in Syria, man. Yeah, but see, that's all just common knowledge. Why is that common knowledge? Because it's out there, all right? But the people are in a state of denial, All right, they're in a state of passivity, apathy. All right, to where it's going to result in their own demise, man. So let me hit a few, maybe just first two paragraphs, because really you get the gist off of that from the top there, and really I'll get into that article in a few scriptures. Like I said, just a quick video, man. All right, it says on All News Pipeline brace readers awake and aware of what is happening not only nationally but globally. Understand the importance of highlighting every time a traditional financial expert confirms that others in the industry have been warning about, such as an economic collapse and the stock market meltdown and investor panic. Just to name a few words that while also cause passivity and apathy and denial of the sheep that are not prepared, that trust all the propaganda the government peddles daily and will ultimately result in their demise. It says, as right as it is possible to accurately report what experts are saying without directly quoting them. Alright? And it says, and while those actively preparing for the economic turmoil on the horizon use those warnings to gauge the economic temperature, so to speak, so they are ready and are prepared when disaster occurs. For the sheep, those that believe Barack Obama when he says those warnings come from people, peddling fiction. All right, it has the opposite effects, and it desensitizes them from the truth and reality. All right, so you've been desensitized from the truth and the reality of the matter, which is that America is going to be destroyed. All right, by way of nuclear fire. All right, that's spoken about in extensive detail within the scriptures, books like Revelations 20th chapter. All right, Isaiah the 57th chapter. All right, Isaiah the 13th chapter. All right, Second Ezra, the 16th chapter, the 15th chapter. All right, Amos the 9th chapter and the 8th verse. All right, Job the 20th chapter. All of those scriptures talk about what, man? America's destruction. And there's more scriptures on that. In fact, a hell of a lot of scriptures out there that we pull out at the camp is about America's destruction, man. All right. All right, but see, the media's got you so desensitized to that. It doesn't matter, man. And really, you got it to where a lot of camps, man, when you really think about them other non-GMS camps, you know the ones I'm talking about, all right? The ones that are more concerned with their garments and how they look, all right, than the truth. They're really desensitized to the truth, man. They're really desensitized to what's happening out there because they were sensitive to it. Hey, man, when you see certain prophecies coming to pass, you're gonna be you're gonna be as the scriptures say, you're gonna be hastening the day, man. You're gonna be speaking in a whole holy conversation, looking for and hastening unto the coming day of the Most High. That's what you're gonna be doing, man. All right. So without much further ado, let me get into this article, which is of a greater importance. All right. So it says, surprise: Russia prepares for nuclear war as U.S. Army sinks 900 million into chemical and biological war projects. What do they know that we don't know? It says, trends forecast says Gerald Celente has often warned that when the global economy was in its final stages and the global plunge protection team no longer able to artificially keep it propped out, for instance, the quantitative easing 1, 2, and 3, all right, keeping the interest rates ridiculously low, all right, leading to this overly inflated economy that we're in right now, all right. This is a trends forecast of Gerald Celente. When he says we get into a stage of that, what's going to happen? He says the criminal elite will launch another global war. All right. So basically, what he's saying there, from history, we've seen that the elites, all right, when they get into a state of when they take the economy to a state where the dollar is almost zero or whatever currency that they're using, all right, because the dollars, the dollar you're using right now, man, they've been currencies before that, but every time that they incept a new currency into play, it's usually right after a war, man. So that's that's a basic deduction. All right, the dollar's getting weak. All right, guess what? From history, we know that there's gonna be a war, man. There's gonna be a major war coming up. All right, so it says, hey, and a good video to watch on that is all wars are bankers' wars. All right, let me carry on with this now. It says the criminal elite would look and criminal elite, yeah, because them so-called Jews are criminals, man. All right, the criminal elite would launch another global war. What better way to keep the minds of the masses of the masses off the fact that they have no longer jobs or economic future when they're concerned about simply surviving. When OS fails, they take us to war. And that's Celente. He's a trends forecaster. All right. Celente bluntly reminds us. All right. In this video below, and you get the video and so on and so forth. All right. Which I ain't really gonna get that. Once I get to about the end of this paragraph, you'll get the full gist of it. You wanna read all of it, you know where to find it. All right. So it said in the videos below, we see the latest signs that the global powers and the elites are indeed preparing for a global war. As we hear in the first video from Gary Frenchke, right, at the Next News Network, that Russia is now holding snap drills in preparation for nuclear, chemical, and biological war. In the second video, we learned that the Pentagon has ordered up to 900 million in chemical weapons and biological war projects as well. So hey man, you really don't, I don't really need to get into more of that. You get the gist of that. So you get a feel for what's going on. They got the videos there and so on and so forth. So you got it to where these two major powers are preparing for biological, chemical, and nuclear war, man. All right. So let me get into the scriptures and and call it a day. All right. So this is the book of Isaiah, the 60th chapter and the 2nd verse, and it says, "For behold, darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people." All right. So that passivity, that's that darkness, man. All right. That's that darkness. That's part of it. All right. That's part of the darkness. All right. The fact that the so-called white man's got it to where he's pushing out all of this repetitious nonsense. All right. The panic, collapse and crisis and desensitizing to you. But see, to the initiated, which where you get the word, I believe the word sanctified. All right. Sanctified meaning you are initiated into knowing. All right. The truth. All right, you've been selected from the foundations of the earth to know the truth. And when you go to the book of Romans 11 chapter on the 7th verse, what did it say, man? What then? Israel hath not obtained it which is seeketh for, but the election have obtained it. So we ain't in a state of sleep, man. We're not in a state of passivity. All right, but for you people out there, all right, it says, "For behold, darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord Yahweh Shai shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee." All right. So pretty much the Most High is gonna raise us up, man. So you got to where these people are in darkness, man. Hey, the elect's gonna be all right, man. All right. Get this scripture, and that will be pretty much it. So this is the book of Revelations, the 18th chapter, and I go straight to the point. And this is speaking on, I'm gonna use this to refer to the passivity that you got out here, man. People, they done drunk that wine, man, and they gone into a state of slumber. All right. This is Revelations 18:3. Says, "For all nations have drunk off the wine of the wrath of her fornications, and the kings of the earth have committed fornications with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacy." So the point being, and I'll read the next verse. It says, "And I heard a voice saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins." And that's actually gonna play out, all right, in the physical sense. When the chariots comes and the Most High is going to have it to where we get beamed out of here. But going back onto the 3rd verse, right, "For all the nations have drunk off the wine of a wrath of fornication." Part of that, man, is keeping you in that state of sleep, man. All right, by desensitizing you to the truth, to where you just want to maintain, your little house, little car, all right, your little day-to-day, routine, man. All right, so pretty much with that, I'm gonna say, all praise unto Yahweh Shai Shai. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. Honestly, brothers, I'll be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.